Let me just lie tonight. You know you wanna turn up. I can make you feel right all night.
Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you about like dating experience as a black woman. I don't know if y'all can relate to this or what, but I'm just gonna give you guys like my experience dating in general. So pretty much like I'm into like black men, right? Like that's all I've known. I personally can't see myself with like any other race, even though like people might say like, oh, like that's being closed-minded, blah blah blah. But me personally, like I felt like I like, you know, how black love is, and I like black men. That like turns me on more than like any other race. So of course that's what I'm gonna go for. Every black man that I've dated has unfortunately only had like one parent, whether it be like the mom or the dad. And I'm like, dang, like that sucks, you know, because my parents have both been married for like 35 years. And it's like, you know, two parent household, blah blah blah. And I'm meeting like all these guys who are in like single parent household, and like, yeah, that isn't like bad half the time, but it just sucks because I'm like, dang, like all these guys really out here without fathers. Figured out that like some of them it would affect how they think or whatever, because they haven't had like a dad around to like show them like how the mom is to be treated, and then like they ended up treating me terrible because they don't have like a role model or anything. And like the ones that have single moms, is like they just think different. I don't know, but it's like it's just interesting to see how people's like family relationships can shape their own relationships, you know. And then like when I started using dating apps and all that stuff, because like I don't leave my house, you know, so it's like, how am I gonna find people to date? So it's like I would get on dating apps. I would be on like Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, the BLK one, like literally any app, you know, literally just to like have conversations with people. And then I'm out here thinking like, dang, like all these black men I'm matching with, like they seem decent, right? But then it's like I would go on dates with them, and there would be like a tons of red flags, and I'm like, dang, you know. So it would tend to stop at one date, and I'm like, why does this keep happening? Like, it's just how it's gonna go. Because I've heard like tons of stories how girls are saying like, oh, like, you know, you might like black men, but like, why do they take so long to do things? You know, like they take so long to make you their girlfriend, they take so long to propose. And obviously there's like the few exceptional ones, you know, but it's like majority ones, they, you know, they tend to leave when it comes to family situations. That's why you have all these black kids out here without dads. And then there's like the baby mama culture, how they don't want to get married, they just like want to give the woman a baby, and they're like, yeah, that's it, you know, like you don't get a ring, like that's, rings don't matter. I don't want to do marriage, but yes, like I'll raise this human with you for all this money, but I can't sign a piece of paper, you know. So it's like crazy how the dating experience is. And then even with the apps, it's like obviously I'll match with more black men, but then like there's the occasional white guy that I match with, and I'm like, oh, like this is different, like let me try him, because everyone else is saying like don't be closed-minded, like your husband could be a white man even if like you aren't even attracted to them, blah blah blah, just try it out, see what happens. And I was like, okay, sure. So it's like I would talk to the white guys, and like they would seem so nice, blah blah blah, but then like they would be giving me red flags throughout the conversation, and be saying stuff like, oh yeah, like I never dated a black girl before, like, or like they would say like certain weird stuff like that, or like ask about my hair. They'd be like, oh my gosh, like I love your hair. Or they would be like, oh my gosh, you're such like a caramel macchiato chocolate queen, like this is amazing. And I'd be sitting there like, bro, why are you calling me names of food, you know? So it's like different. And then like it wouldn't get to the point of a date because I would be like just so creeped out at that point. And even with like Asian guys, like they be saying they never dated a black girl, and like I don't know, I'm just like, I'm not trying to be anyone's experiment, you know? Like if I was to date outside of my race, I would need them to have knowledge about like black history and black culture and like the hair and everything, and then also like have dated a black woman before, so they know like what I do, they know the reason why I wear a bonnet to sleep, they know the reason why I change my hair every month, you know, just like little things like that. It makes a big difference. That's why for me it's just easier to date a black man, because they more than likely have dated a black woman or have a black mom. They've seen certain things growing up. I don't have to explain my culture and what I do, you know. But it sucks because it's like the people that I'm interested in don't be interested in me. And that's like a whole nother topic about like why black men be like picking like other races besides their own. And like I don't know, I just never understood that. Like I feel like as your own race, like if I'm black, like I should like the same race and then like explore out from there. I don't get how people just like they're Hispanic, but then like they just all of a sudden are like, no, like I like black guys. I don't even want to try a Hispanic guy. But I'm like, why would you not try someone that's like you, at least like to start out with? You know, they just automatically go somewhere else. I never understood that. Like I don't know, like I'm attracted to people who look like me. I like the melanin. I like just like the hair and the culture, all that stuff. But I don't know, it's just weird, like the whole dating scene, and then like all the name calling too. Like I remember I matched with a white guy and he was just like, oh yeah, you're a black woman, you're at the bottom of the pole, you're the least desirable out of like every other race. And I'm like god dang, like I don't even know your name, you don't even know me, but you're here like insulting me, like spitting these terrible things to me. Like dating is pretty hard, and even just being a woman in general, and then you have to narrow it down to like black woman. It's like it's pretty sad that like I'm here talking to a black man and I have to be like, oh, do you like black women? And then he's like, yeah, like why would I not like black women? Like I'm black. And I'm like, okay, well, I just have to ask because these days everybody be all over the place. I don't know, like you could be black but you might not like me. And then it gets into like the further discussion of it, like yeah, they like black women, but like light skin, dark skin, brown skin, like all the like the whole black community divide. I'm like, why are we so divided into everything? So it's like you got us divided by skin types, and then you got us divided by like hair types, and I don't know. It's like it's confusing, because even coming from me, like I'm like brown skin if you want to like narrow it down, whatever. So it's like people assume that I have like looser curls than I actually do because like my hair is always in braids. So I remember I had a guy ask me, he was like, oh yeah, like I can't wait till you take your braids out and I can see your like beautiful like super like loose curls and like bounciness and stuff. And I'm like thinking like, bro, like my hair is 4C, it don't move, it lays flat against my head, it don't move at all. And he's just describing like pretty much like a light-skinned woman with like the whole loose curls and like the lighter skin and all that stuff, because like my skin is obviously lighter when I take off my makeup because that's like my bare face, it's like a shade lighter or whatever. He was like, oh yeah, I can't wait till you see all this blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, so are you describing a light-skinned woman? Because if you are, go get one. Like I'll never understand why guys are be describing stuff and then like go for the total opposite of that. But that's a whole, I'll do another video on that. The dating scene in general right now is terrible because everyone is like hurt, and then they hurt other people, and then they hurt other people. I don't know, it's like I'm getting tired of it. So like this year I was like, dang, like I'm gonna take a break from all men in general. I've been turning down dates and like blah blah blah. I don't know, I'm just like sick of it at this point. And then I even be seeing like memes on TikTok and they're like, oh yeah, like I have to like not talk to my type anymore if I actually want to get married. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking like it's crazy because like you'll see like a white girl make that video and she'll say like her type is like basketball players that are like black guys, and she'll be like, oh, like in order to get married I gotta like stop talking to my type and go back to the white men because they actually want to get married. And I'm like, dang, like that's crazy to think about. Like even the other races are like acknowledging that like black men don't be getting married for real, you know. And I don't know, it's like it's difficult, like me, I'm like a ride or die, and I'd be like defending black men with my life, but then it's like, do they do the same for us though? It's kind of sad because like black women just be the root of like all the jokes too. Like people be like saying like, oh, she bald headed when she got like 2 inches of hair. I'm like, bro, do you know what bald is? and then like even black women be attacking black women, and I don't know, there's like a whole bunch of issues that like affect the dating scene and like how people treat each other. I don't know, it just like sucks to think about. But like me personally, like I've been hurt by black men like over and over and over again, but like I'm not about to sit here and be like, yes, like let me change it up. You know, if anything, I'll change up the type of black men, like different like hobbies or like their personalities and stuff, but I don't think I would ever like marry outside my race, so I just don't even bother going on dates and like that for real. The most I would do is talk to them and like feel them out, but like he would have to, if he was like another race, he would have to treat me like amazingly in order for me to like even get to the point of kissing them, because I'm just not attracted to that. Like I need melanin, bro. But yeah, and that was a rant of me and dating, relationships, blah blah blah, as a black woman. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.